It was interesting. I grew up with my mom and my sister. My parents got divorced when I was 5, and my mom was very much independent and wanted to relay that independence to us. So at a very young age, I started learning how to cook and bake, and she would work late at night, so when she came home we'd have to have dinner ready, and I would always throw in dessert too, because that was my favorite part. So I started learning how to make cookies and cakes and things like that. And we lived on a small little farm, so we really had to learn a lot of things at an early age and become sort of self-reliant and independent. You know, I think I hated it as a child just because I wanted somebody to do it for me. I mean, I think every child is inherently lazy. You know, you just want to sit there and watch cartoons and play video games, and but it certainly instilled a lot of responsibility in me that has paid off and served me well in my life. I mean, she's actually not much of a baker. All my family loves to cook. My dad's an amazing cook as well. I think I just loved doing it, and everybody encouraged me to do it. And then when I went to college, which my dad paid for, so you could say that was a pretty significant influence, I went to France and studied in France, and that's where I saw the amazing shops they have there for baked goods. And that's sort of when I started getting excited and thinking, oh, maybe I should do this for a living. So. Happy place for people to work was one of my biggest goals, because I had worked for enough people that made it so unpleasant that I wanted to, you know, have my own place and make sure that I gave people a good place to work. And the second biggest thing is probably creating a really good product, and good meaning like down to how it affects the environment and, you know, sustainability, so using local ingredients, using organic as much as possible. Basically, you know, treating everything as gently and lovingly as possible. Well, I don't know if it's specific to Eugene, or just specific to having your own business, but it is every day working and doing something for your business. You know, you don't get to go on vacations. Initially, it was working really hard and doing it 24/7 for the first 6 to 8 years. So that was a struggle, and sort of learning all the things that I didn't know how to do. You know, the baking is the easy part really for me. It's all the accounting and, you know, dealing with employees and the IRS and dealing with money and, you know, all that sort of thing, you know, I didn't have much experience in. So I guess learning all the different angles of having your own business was, you know, is always a challenge, and I'm still doing it to this day. You know, I'm always sort of pushing myself to learn something new that will improve it, so. We try to do as much as humanly possible. We've done lots of different things. Last year we really made a push to getting everything as sustainable as possible. So we went through and looked at everything in our bakery, including lights and efficiency and waste. And we got Bring has a program where they'll certify you. We got Rethink certified, and they go through about 400 things in your business and see if you're doing it well. So everything from using recycled office paper to composting. The city, Santa Pac picks up our compost now, so we compost everything that's a food waste, and a lot of our packaging is compostable. We try to use as much local, like Washington, Oregon stuff as we can. We have sort of just, you know, bullet points on everything that we can possibly think of. We have solar panels on our roof. We try to educate our customers as far as, you know, not using to-go boxes unless they need to. I mean, it's down to like the penny, you know, where we look at every angle and if it's wasting something that doesn't need to be wasted, or if it's costing us money, you know, and that we can actually do it differently. So we try to, you know, look at everything. I think, you know, everything's changing. Sometimes you never know if, you know, getting the recycled cup is better than getting the compostable cup, and it's really hard to kind of figure that out. So I think doing as much research as you possibly can, you know, with the information that's out there, and it's such a new thing that a lot of times it's impossible to get the information. But I think in general, I would say being a conservationist is more important to me than being green, because green can be, you know, variable. Whereas being a conservationist means you don't waste excessively, you turn off the lights, you do all these really basic things that aren't hard, that are obviously good for the environment and save energy or save money. So. You know, it doesn't seem like it's ever been hard to get the word out for Sweet Life. Everybody does the work for us. We don't advertise a lot. We do some advertising, but people love to talk about Sweet Life because it's so great. And that was our ultimate goal, was create an awesome product that would make people want to tell other people about it. And that seems to have worked really well. Yes, and we decided not to, and we probably never will, and we probably won't open another location either, only because the thing that I think makes it really special is that there's one of them, and that my sister and I are here every day, and we can keep an eye on quality and control and all of that, and I think that's what makes it good, and I think you have to do that. It's easy to franchise a burger joint or a rice and beans joint, but it's almost impossible to franchise what we do because it's so specific and detail oriented, and the employees really make it what it is. You know, we have such talented people. I can't imagine somebody else doing it. The summer tends to slow down a little bit, but you know, we have wedding cakes that sort of bring up, you know, make up for the slowness of the retail. October tends to be a little bit of a slow month, but there really isn't a slow time. I mean, it's probably October, but it's always busy. There's never really a downtime for us. I think probably the sustainability aspect of it has been really important to me, and also, you know, having 60 employees who love their job. I mean, that's not easily done, and I feel really proud that we were able to create an environment that that created that, you know, and that my sister and I really worked towards that. And not to mention creating awesome desserts. I mean, really, obviously, that's probably the best thing. I think we offer probably the best product around. I mean, we just constantly are trying to improve and make it better, make things taste better, make things better for you. I mean, I wouldn't say we're a healthy place, but I feel like because we offer really good ingredients in our things that it's way better than Twinkie or or a candy bar. So I think just really offering an amazing product that tastes good to people and that makes them happy. No, I wouldn't say competition in that realm. We don't really have competitive energy. We have some sibling stuff going on. But, you know, we usually, I mean, at this point, we've been doing it for 20 years. We've gotten pretty good at figuring out how to navigate the rough spots. It definitely took some, you know, some personal growth work, looking at yourself, being like, why am I pissed off? And, you know, and it's rough, but you just do the work that you need to do to get through it, and it gets easier. God, we've had so many. Wasn't really funny one time, but my employee got into an accident. She was driving a big truck full of cupcakes. She was going to 2 separate weddings with like 300 cupcakes. She took a left and a car sided her and the cupcakes went everywhere, so she drove back, you know, obviously in tears. Fortunately, we allow ourselves a little bit of time between deliveries, and so we had an hour to get cupcakes to one and 2 hours to get to the other. So my sister and I, we were trying to figure out what to do, and we're like, maybe we'll just give them a bunch of cakes. I was like, no, we can bake them off. We can do this in like 45 minutes. And so we did like speed cupcake baking, and it was hilarious because we like told everybody in the bakery to stop what they were doing, and we had everybody doing something different, and we did in like 45 minutes to an hour. We had all the cupcakes baked off and delivered, and the people who we walked in, and I think they'd heard we'd been in an accident, so we walked in and everybody clapped for us. It was like, yeah! It was like one of those TV shows where you're like, ah! Speed cupcake baking. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was very satisfying to know that like that was doable. Because, you know, mistakes happen and accidents happen, and you have to figure out how to do, you know, how to fix it really quickly. So we always have funny customer stories, you know, like just funny requests, or like people are just funny. Funny sometimes, you gotta laugh at them. Let me think. I don't know. There's always just something funny every day. Like the other day, somebody called and asked what time we were open till, and I said 11 p.m. and she said 11 p.m. in the evening? No, that would be 11 p.m. in the morning. So, you know, no, I can't think of anything super funny off the top of my head, but we always seem to be laughing, which is good.